Hey friends, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Ash here with Gents. It's that time again. That time where I help you guys out who maybe want the expensive fragrance, whether we're talking niche or designer, but you just don't have the money in the bank account. Or maybe you do have that money in your bank account, but you'd rather put it somewhere else. But you still want that flavor to savor. You want that scent profile that's just out of reach. Well, that's where these clones come in, these stankin' clones. I say stankin', they actually smell good. But if you look at these bottles, you might think they got that stank, but they're actually good, thankfully. Today, I've got 10 of them. These are some absolutely banging clones, some awesome alternatives in case you don't want to pay full retail for these bad boys or even the marked up price at discount. So let's jump into it, guys. We have some fantastic clones to tackle today. I'll have each one of these linked in the description below in case you're interested to check any of these out. And not that you'll ever find any of these at these websites, but if you shop at twistedlily.com, use the code GENTS10, get yourself 10% off. If you shop at luckyscent.com, use the code 10GENTS. They changed it. And if you're watching this in the future, I bet they changed it again. Dang it. But 10 Gents will get you 10% off Lucky Scent. A lot of these fragrances I'm gonna feature here today, I got in recently. So I did a little haul, got myself some new clones to check out, and some of them are really good. Let's kick it off with an insanely cheap fragrance. Under 20 bucks, actually closer to $15. It is from Alhambra and it's called Amber in Leather. Now, I have had some bad luck with Alhambra fragrances in the past. Actually, I got one in, I think it was last year, and the thing was just falling apart. It had leaked all over the place. It was just a complete catastrophe. I threw it away, and it's on video somewhere on my channel, part of a haul. So I haven't always had the best luck with them, but this one turned out really, really, really good. Yeah, creepily good. Now, when you look at this bottle, it looks so cheap. I mean, that $15 price is reflected in the presentation here. There's not much to see here. It's not a looker. This is a butterface bottle. Even this cheap rubbery sticker that's slapped on the front here. Hopefully you can tell what this is a clone of just by this janky presentation, but in case you can't, it's a clone of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. And surprisingly, even though this looks so bad, it's awesome. For 15 bucks, holy crap. When you first spray it on, you are immediately reminded of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. And for the price, as I said, it is so ridiculously close to the real deal. Now, obviously, if you can take only one, take the Tom Ford, man. But if you want the Tom Ford at 10% of the price, this will do it for you. But you will have to overlook how ugly the bottle is. But that's not the last ugly bottle of the day. Oh no, we're just getting started. Next, let's talk about this one just to get it out of the way. Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the limited edition eau de parfum. I think if you're gonna get one Ventus clone from Armaf, this is the best one. So this is not just Club de Nuit Intense Man eau de parfum, no. This is not just Club de Nuit Intense Man eau de toilette or parfum. You have to make sure that it is the limited edition, which has a slightly different coloration to it. Instead of black, it's this kind of reflective silver or gray. So why the limited edition? Well, this one is much smoother and richer and smells higher quality than the normal Club de Nuit Intense Man, but everything that is good about Club de Nuit Intense Man is in there as well. So that's gonna be your best Ventus clone from Armaf, hands down as of right now. That being said, if you don't wanna pony up the money for the limited edition because it does cost more, just go with the original, who cares? It's just if you can find the limited edition for a similar price, that's the one you want. Let's go to another designer. This is Latava Fakara Black. This is a clone of Yves Saint Laurent's Y Eau de Parfum. Very interesting bottle, a little bit like a holy hand grenade meets fish scales on the back. I mean, I'm not really sure what they're going for here. And this one, you have to make sure you buy Fakara Black for men, because there are other Fakara fragrances. So specifically the one you'd be looking for here is Fakara Black. As I said, a clone of Yves Saint Laurent's Y Eau de Parfum, and a very good one, I might add. So this one right here is gonna give you that top-notch blue fragrance versatility, mass appeal, compliment factor, all that stuff, only in a much more affordable package. Okay, this next one is a biggie. This is from Latava, and it's called Coma. And looking at this, probably know right away what this is a clone of. This is a a take on Angel Share by Kilian. It's always weird when you say that because the name of the fragrance house is by Kilian, so it's like bye bye Kilian. But yeah, this is a take on Angel Share. Actually a really nice presentation, all things considered. You're talking clone brands, usually their presentation is hideous. But this one, not too bad. It's even close to the Angel Share presentation. Although, of course, side by side, Angel Share does look a little nicer. And this has one of the tightest caps of any fragrance that I have ever owned. Like, that cap is not coming off. Look at that. So does this smell one-to-one like Angel Share? Not exactly, not exactly. Actually, in the opening, this is a little bit sweeter, a little bit more gourmand to me than Angel Share is. Angel Share is a little bit boozier, and it does have booziness and spice, just not quite the same way as Angel Share does. That being said, as this dries down pretty quickly, actually, it gets much closer to Angel Share. And even though it's a little bit different in the opening, I think it smells awesome. Like, this stuff is very, very good for the price. And the whole presentation, the box, is actually really well done too. Okay, another big one, Detour Noir. This is from Al Haramain. This is a clone of Parfums de Marly's Layton, and it's an outstanding clone. For the price, this is an absolute home run. The only bad part is the presentation. I bring this up every time, but this is probably the worst or the second worst presentation out of everything we're gonna talk about here today. I think as far as feeling cheap in your hand, it's this one and then the Alhambra. Although the Alhambra is really heavy. Like, this is substantial in terms of weight. It just looks cheap. This looks flimsy and crappy and everything else that you could say under the sun that's negative, but then you spray it on and you just, what? For 20 some odd bucks, 25? Detour Noir. It's sweet, warm, spicy. Everything that you love about Layton is in this fragrance. The performance, pretty good as well. Big time compliment puller. Fantastic clone fragrance. So if Club de Nuit Intense Man is the Aventus clone that everybody seems to want, this is that for Parfums de Marly Layton. Let's go back into a clone of a designer fragrance. This one is from Latava. It is called Assad, and this is a clone of Dior's Sauvage Elixir. Even though Sauvage Elixir is a designer, the price on that thing is out of control. That is like straight up niche prices. It is an expensive boy. Now, I'm not bagging on it because it smells awesome and the performance is there, the longevity, the projection, the quality is there. It's very classy, definitely will get you noticed. It's going to appeal to a wide range of people, especially middle-aged guys and older. I really, really like Dior Sauvage Elixir. I think it's great. Man, it is expensive. And I haven't found it at discounters. Obviously, when it hits discounters, it's not even really gonna be discounted because going back to Sauvage Eau de Toilette, typically at discounters, you're not saving much there. Maybe a little, but not much. Enter Assad. It smells very similar to Sauvage Elixir, costs way less. And on the hierarchy of horrifically bad looking bottles from clone houses, it smells not that bad. I mean, it could be better, but you know, you take what you can get here. Really good performance, very good quality for the price. Latava Assad, an absolute steal. Baccarat Rouge 540 clones, almost a dime a dozen. There's so many of them out there, so many different brands, both designer houses coming out with fragrances that smell similar to it, niche houses coming out with fragrances that smell similar to it, and of course, clone houses coming out with their versions. So there's Baccarat Rouge 540 clones like there are Aventus clones. It's everywhere, man. This is the newest Baccarat Rouge 540 clone that I've gotten in, and it's a really good one. It is from Latava once again, and it's Ana Abayed Rouge. Yeah, kind of a catchy name there. So an interesting presentation here. Keeping it pretty simple with the bottle. It's a 60 ml size, very affordable, this one. And then they got to hit you with the cheesy cap, right? It's like a prerequisite. You got to have these horrifically ugly caps that look like dice with two little crystals in there. Of course, made most popular from the Club de Nuit Intense Man bottles. These tops right here. What's the deal with that? I guess the expectation is that people see those little crystals and they go, oh, dude, that must be expensive. The cap, though, does have this nice rubberized feel to it, so there's that. Yay. Like I said, it's very affordable, very inexpensive. So you can go crazy with the trigger, spray like a madman. The performance not quite as good as Baccarat Rouge 540. In here. The opening is a little bit breachier, a little bit more alcohol-y, in the opening when you first spray it on, but it settles down really quick. And actually when it settles down, which only takes a few minutes, it smells really close to Baccarat Rouge 540. So that is an awesome alternative to BR 540 on the cheap. Your performance is going to suffer just a little bit, and the opening 5 minutes or so is not as nice as BR 540, but as soon as it settles, you're golden. Just about the exact same. Now this is a freakishly, horribly ugly abomination of a bottle. It is absolutely disgusting. Straight out of the 70s. What are you doing? This is, it makes me sick. Look, just even holding it. Okay, I'm cool. It's Majd Al Sultan from Asdaf. Now you look at it and you think maybe from where you're sitting, nah, that's not that bad. Oh, it is. This thing is covered in like velvet. Oh, it's so weird. It's just a fuzzy bottle. It's like a weird fuzzy dude. The cap weighs nothing. It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. You take it off and you hold it. Is it there? No. Oh, what is this? That's a hologram. It feels horrible. If that's not bad enough for you, the box also fuzzy all around. It's just so weird. Maybe that's a new thing, fuzzy bottles. They did it first. Good job, Asdaf. So this is not exactly a one-to-one clone of anything, really. It's more like a mixture of things. I'd say the thing it's closest to, by the Fireplace from Maison Martin Margiela. It's like that once it settles down. It's pretty similar to the Margiela, but it's also like you sprinkled in just little bits and pieces, fairy dust of Noir Ombre from Issey Miyake. It has an incensey backing to it right from the beginning, all the way into the dry down. It has a sugary feel to it, a little bit of woodiness and amber as well. So it is sort of like a mixture of those two scents, leaning more toward the By the Fireplace side. And in spite of the horrific bottle that I absolutely hate, when it touches my skin, I recoil in horror. It sends like shivers down my spine in like a I'm about to be stabbed kind of way. Not positive. But the fragrance smells good and it's cheap. Next up, a clone of Acqua di Gio Profumo. It is Latava Sukrat. The bottle reminds me of the Narciso Rodriguez bottles. Narciso Rodriguez for him and Blue Noir, just made clear and then given this little paint scheme on the outside. But you know, all things considered with some of these bottles, it's not so bad, I'll take it. So this one is kind of like Fakara Black. You don't want to pay up for a super popular designer fragrance, but you still really love the way it smells, man. You love that Acqua di Gio. You want some, but you ain't got the money. Hey. The quality, like Fakara Black, very nice. It does everything Acqua di Gio Profumo does for you. So it's got the complement factor, the versatility, all that good stuff. So Sukrat is a great alternative to the Acqua di Gio. And we're gonna wrap it up with an off-non. It's Supremacy in Oud. And this is a clone of Oud for Greatness by Initio. There are a number of clones out there of Oud for Greatness. Well, not all of them, but most of the more well-known clones kind of try to ape the bottle of Oud for Greatness. So they get the whole plaque wraparound thing going on, you know, just really leaning into it, trying to make sure everybody within 10,000 miles knows, hey man, this is the Oud for Greatness. So those ones are more obvious. And a lot of those are pretty good as well. But I think if you want the absolute best of the clone houses offerings as an alternative to Oud for Greatness, this is the best one. So it's Supremacy in Oud by off-non. The quality is much higher, in my opinion, than the other alternatives as of right now. And also I think that the presentation looks a little bit nicer, a little bit classier, you know, not as tacky. Good performance here, everything you'd want in a clone. So there we go, guys. I'm sorry if I came across like a mumbling, bumbling, stumbling moron, but I'm filming this kind of late at night and my brain is like trying to shut down. There we go, guys. 10 fantastic clone fragrances to check out. A smattering of different scents here. You've got niche hits, designer hits, kind of covering a wide range. Let me know in the comments which of these is your favorite if you have smelled them. And also let me know which of these bottles is the most horrifically ugly. That should be a competition that we hold every year. What was the year's ugliest clone fragrance bottle? All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me here today. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys. So it's just not, I can't speak. So with this one, you got to be very specific, okay? It's not Club de Nuit Intense. I'm sorry. It's like late when I'm filming this. I will get it together.